Alright, here we go. Test corrections for unit, actually this should be unit 1.1. 1.1 test corrections. Alright, so our first question here is, what is the equation of the line that passes through the point 3, 8 and has a slope of 0? So let's look at this. So in my Desmos here, notice if I have a slope of 0, if I put 0x plus 1, look at what is formed. Okay? So it just creates a horizontal line, a straight line that goes from left to right. So now if I want this line to go through the point 3, 8, then I'm going to make this number be, let's try 4. So that didn't work. So let's try 5. See how it's getting closer? So if I change that to 8, then notice my horizontal line, which is red, is going through the point. Alright, so 0 times x, that just gives us 0. So my equation is going to be y equals 8. So on my paper, I'm going to write this, y equals 8. Now remember, to help you remember that, HOI, okay, so a horizontal line which goes from side to side has a slope equal to 0, and then the equation starts off with y equal, and then it'll be some number. Alright, question 2. So now here is question 2. Alright, question 2, it says the graph of a linear function is shown on the grid. Determine the values of m and b in the equation y is equal to mx plus b for this line. Now, notice we're given a line and we have to get the slope. So we're given a line and we have to get the slope. So notice they don't have 2 points for us to choose, so we have to pick 2 points. So we're going to pick 2 whole number points. So we're going to pick this one, which is 0, -7. So I go ahead and make me a table. And then we also have another point, which is up here at -5, 8. -5, 8. There's other points that we can pick, but I'm going to pick those, -5, 8. Alright, so now I'm going to go to my Desmos. Here is my Desmos. So I have my 2 points, 0, -7, and -5, 8 entered into Desmos. So now I just run the regression command, tilde mx1 plus b, and the m, they give us the m and the y, so it's going to be -3 is the slope, -7 is the y-intercept. So I go back here, so -3, -7. Okay, so let's look at question 3. Here is question 3. So the total cost for purchasing fuel for your automobile varies directly with the number of gallons purchased. So notice, remember, it's y varies directly with x. So the total cost for purchasing your fuel, that's going to be your y. So when I set up my table here, I go x, y. So my total cost for purchasing the fuel, that's going to be my y. And then the number of gallons purchased, that is going to be my x. So now here they give us an x and a y value. So if a customer paid $3.60, so again my price is going to be my y. And then the number of gallons of fuel, so that'll be 12. Okay. So this is a direct variation, so that means there's a k. So to get my K value, my K is going to be equal to 360 divided by 12, which that gives us 0.30. Okay. So now it wants to know how much would 23 gallons of fuel cost. So I would go 23. So we want to get this number right here. So we're going to go 23 times 0.30. And I'll let you do that on your Desmos. Oh, come on. There we go. So I'll let you do that on your Desmos. Alright, so let's flip over. Okay, now we're looking here at question number 4. Question 4. Question 4. So it says, what is the equation of a line that passes through the point 2, 9 and has an undefined slope? Alright, so we go to our Desmos. So let me show you this on Desmos. So notice I have the point 2, 9. And I picked another point just randomly that has the same x value. And so notice the 2 dots form a vertical line. Okay? So now I do my regression command and look at what happens. It says R is undefined. And the reason why is because, remember, slope. Okay, remember, to get the slope, we subtract the y's, y1 minus y2, over the x's, x1 minus x2, okay? So if I go back to here, we got 9 minus 4 on top. Sorry, we got 9 minus 4 on top, or minus negative 4 on top. But look at on the bottom. On the bottom, we're going to have 2 minus 2. Okay, 2 minus 2. And that gives you 0. So this will be what? 13 over 0. Now, if you do 13 over 0 in Desmos, you're going to get undefined. So that's why a line that's vertical has an undefined slope. So our answer here is going to be x equals 2. Okay, x equals 2. So look at this. So if I x out of that, if I just go x equals 2, notice it draws the vertical line. So that's just going to be x equals 2. Now, to help you remember that, we have Vux. Hoi Vux. So a vertical line has an undefined slope, and then the equation starts with x equals, and then it'll be some number. And this number will be where the vertical line crosses the x-axis. Next, let's move on. Alright, so again, we had a lot of students miss this question. So what is the slope, m, of the equation y is equal to 6 plus 18x? Now here's something, this is in slope-intercept form. So slope-intercept form, we can write it like this, y equals mx plus b, where slope is your m, notice it's in front of your x, or we can write it in slope-intercept form like this, y is equal to b plus mx. So when all they want is the slope, and they give you the equation, you just have to write what the slope is just going to be the number in front of the x. Okay, this is also called the coefficient of x. So our answer here is just going to be 18. Alright, now let's go to question 6. Okay, question 6. So it says, decide if each statement is true or false. If you need to change your answer, you must click the box you selected. So we just need to know which one of these are true or false. So let's look at the first one. It says the slope of line K, okay, this is line K. Notice line K is between -5 and -1.5. So look, line K goes through the origin. So that means it's a direct variation. So I can pick this point right here, okay? So that's negative 1, 1 to get my k value for that. So I go negative 1 divided by 1. I'm sorry. It'll be 1 divided by negative 1. Yeah, your y over your x. So that'll give us negative 1. Now negative 1 is in between negative 0.5 and negative 1.5. Okay, so this will be true. Alright, so we just talked about this. The slope of line F is 0. So if I see that your slope is 0, we're talking about a vertical line. I'm sorry, a horizontal line. So line F, but look at line F. Line F is vertical. Okay? So the slope of line F is actually going to be undefined, so this will be false. And then we have the steepness of line S, this is line S, is greater than that of line K. Alright? So notice line K is actually steeper than line S, so this will be false. Line K is proportional. Line K, another word for proportional is direct variation. And if it goes through the origin, variation, if it goes through the origin, then it is a direct variation, so this will be true. And then the slope of line F is undefined. It is a vertical line, so that's going to be true.